It is already mid-afternoon. John got back yesterday evening, so it's mostly been a morning of catching up, gossiping, chatting, and then we did a trip into town to do some grocery shopping as well. But I've come outside, and apologies if there's any wind noise, try and shelter it a little bit, to show you my new vehicle. It's probably not that exciting for anyone else, but it's exciting for me. So I'm going to turn the camera around. So this is my new little project and vehicle. Yes, it is a van, and I have driven it already. I drove it a little bit this morning to the nearest village. And if you've been here a while, you'll kind of have an idea of what I'm going to do with this. 2 years ago, I converted my Mini Cooper into a car camper to go to a trip to Shetland to visit my sister and her partner. And then last summer, we converted John's Land Rover Discovery into a camper so we could both go to Shetland. I don't know why we seem to only go on holiday further north than we already live. So let's go on holiday to a colder place than we already live. So this will be my little camper van that I can travel around off island, not on an island, back on the mainland. I'm thinking Highland holidays, here I come. So I'll give you a very brief look around it because it's not really that interesting at the moment. So, ta-da! This will be my little camper van. It is already full of vegetable boxes because we needed something to put the shopping bags in. But it will be fully kitted out with a bed behind the driver's seat and cupboards and such like on the passenger side. And we have a lot of work to do. There is the bulkhead to take out, insulating to do on the walls, bed platform to build, just lots and lots of work to do. But we do love a project, so this is kind of exciting for us. Inside, it's been really well looked after. She's a 2013 Nissan NV200 and she's been used as a plumber's van, and she is the best one that I've seen for sale of this age and condition that she's in. The seat is a little warm, but most of them are completely knackered, the seats on these. The inside of the car, of the van rather, is really, really good condition. Really, really happy with our purchase. So like I say, I did have a brief drive on her this morning. I was a little worried. Not worried, a little nervous because I've only driven cars. I've briefly drove the Land Rover and I have briefly drove a transit van that we had. I've drove the Land Rover on the road briefly and I've drove the transit van on the drive. And this little van is really good in that she's kind of basically a car with a van top. So she drives like a car. She drives very similar to the Hyundai Getz we used to have a few years ago, and I used to have an old little Nissan Micra, and she's kind of like between the two for drivability. But just that you're up that bit higher. I know similar vans of this sort of size, like I think the Ford Transit Connect, they're that bit lower, or like a little Escort van. They are kind of low to the ground the same way a car is for getting in and out, the cab rather. This one is a little bit higher up, so she drives like a car, but you kind of, when you're driving it, you kind of feel like you're driving something big like a transit van because it's so much like big in the cab and you're higher up and you can see all around you, kind of like when you're in the Land Rover or in a transit van. So yes, very happy. Need to get a little bit more used to driving her, but it was quite a pleasant drive, and I'd originally just planned on turning around on the drive before we went shopping and maybe drive to the end of the drive and then kind of build my confidence up. But it felt so fine to drive that I actually drove all the way to our nearest village, and then I let John take over from the faster stretches of road, just so that I can get used to it myself, and preferably drive on my own to get used to it. So that was my happy bits for today. We're quite tired, we're both quite tired. We were up quite late last night, so most of the day I think it's going to be fairly relaxed, so I'm not sure what to do. We did think about making the Christmas cake this afternoon. We might still do. The fruit is kind of hanging out in the fridge and it's brandy, so we may still do that, or we might just wait until tomorrow morning to put it on. We'll just have to see how we feel. But yes, that's my happy, exciting stuff for today. It is already coming up to tea time, and we've basically done not a lot. We've kind of relaxed and chilled, and John's napped and just relaxed. We're both really tired, and we're actually both really tired enough that we're not that hungry. So what I'm going to do is, the remainder of the halloumi from my tea last night, I'm going to make halloumi burgers for me and John, but just like in like a bread roll each. I'm not even going to do sides, salads, potato wedges, nothing like that. I'm just literally going to do us a halloumi burger each, and I'm going to show how I season my halloumi, and then I just fry it in a pan with a little bit of olive oil, and I'll be putting that in a bread roll with like lettuce and homemade cucumber pickles, and what else am I putting in there? Can't think. Maybe some homemade homegrown tomatoes, things like that. I can't think properly, I'm too tired. And you know, like sauces and stuff like that too. So my halloumi burgers are usually slightly different every time I make them, but usually vaguely similar. So today I'm going to put some sweet paprika, some cayenne pepper, just to make them like a spicy halloumi burger, some turmeric, a bit of corn flour, and I'll just mix them together on like a plate, and just both sides of the halloumi slices, and just literally just fry them up in a little bit of olive oil.